Thank you for listening to the Golden Hour Drip podcast with me, Logan Lee Miller. Enjoy the show. You know what just hit me? I didn't realize how close we were to May. And ultimately, I know it's just the second week of April, but to me, because I've been in yoga teacher training, February, March, and April, just the past 8 weeks have flown by, honestly. And I just have this end of teacher training is April 20th. That's my last day. And I've just been rushing to this finish line of April 20th of, I have all of these things to do, and I need to make sure that my journaling is done, and my meditation observation, and just all of these things, all of these tasks. And as I'm thinking about it, I was hanging out, trying to be quiet, meditate a little bit, honestly. And I was just thinking about trying to clear my mind, trying to allow some creative energy come into my brain, because I'm planning a lot of things and I'm tapping into that creative side again, and just trying to have those nice thoughts come into my brain, not consume so much, but just be by myself, right? And so here I am, I'm I know I'm feeling really busy right now. I know that this is a season of unrest. I am going to bed at 10 and 10:30 and 11 o'clock at night, which is absurd for me because I want to be in bed by 9 o'clock. Activities done by 7. I want to be winding down by 7:30. Absolutely no phones. I just want to be relaxing and hanging out. So I was after April 20th, it's going to be calm. And then I was well, wait, we have, this event, and we have your grandmother's birthday, and then we also have this trip. And I was listing them off, and I was oh my gosh, how did I not realize that May 8th is so close, which is my birthday, okay? And last year I had this extreme fixation on my birthday. I was I'm turning 25, and I had this, it was just it was defining for me. I was I'm 25, this is an age that's in the middle of my 20s, right? We're no longer early 20s, we're going into our later 20s, right? And I was just thinking about that, and I was oh my gosh, last year I felt it was a countdown from 8 to 6 months, and now I realize that I haven't counted down, that it's just kind of come upon me. And maybe that's what it's getting older, where you don't really I remember hearing people say, my birthday, it's nothing special. I forgot it was my birthday. I forgot it was my birthday month. And I'm how could someone forget their birthday? This is the day that they were born. And then I've just been so busy the last 8 weeks. I was oh my gosh, I've planned around my birthday. I've thought, I'm going to do this for my birthday. But it didn't hit me I am turning another year older. I am going to be 26. And that's crazy. And I feel this past year has just been filled with so much growth and so much amazingness. But I think while I was, meditating, I was thinking, oh my gosh, how many times this past year did I just stop and appreciate what I have? I could probably count on all of my fingers and toes, just 20 times maybe, and maybe 20, maybe less, just sitting and thinking, oh my gosh, I appreciate what I have. I am, happy with this contentment, probably less than 20 times. All the other times I was thinking, once I get this stepping stone, how can I get the next stepping stone? How can I build upon this? What can I do next? And I just came to the realization of, oh my gosh, I haven't taken any pause. I haven't taken any time for myself to just appreciate what I have. And of course, the actualization of that, like, oh, okay, like I have a month, like I'm skipping ahead. And one of these past couple, I want to say it's been a month now, but one night Garrett and I didn't know what to watch, and we just put something on. I said, dealer's choice, like you pick, like I don't care, like I won't fuss, just put something on as long as it's not spooky, like I don't want the spookiness, but put something on and I'll be good with it. And he's like, oh, it's one of your favorite actors, Adam Sandler, thank you, comfort show, like I was really excited for it. And it was Click. And he was like, I haven't seen this in so long. And I was like, this is kind of like a sad movie. Like it's not that upbeat, it's kind of like sad. And if you've never watched it before, the main character essentially gets a remote and he's able to fast forward through like the icky and sticky parts of his life, where he's able to, you know, if the dog needs to go out. And I thought about this too, like my dogs have to sniff every single tree branch, every single blade of grass, have to circle the yard a million times before they finally, you know, use the restroom. And I could be standing out there like impatient, and that's what this character in Click was doing. He was impatient. He was like, oh my gosh, like I want this dog to hurry up, go to the bathroom, go to bed, right? Like standing outside waiting for your dog to potty is dreadful, right? And so he would use his remote and he would be able to fast forward through that. Or he was able to pause when situation, his boss was like being a total jerk. He's like, you know what, I know that I promised you this one thing, but actually like you're still gonna get it, but I need like another 3 months out of you, or another 6 months of you being in this role and doing extra work. And he paused it and then he like smacked his boss really hard, farted in his face, like just absurdity, and then pressed play. And the boss was like, wow, like I just got a headache, like oh my gosh, like all of these things. And so this remote was like controlling his life. But what he didn't realize, and I guess it was like foreshadowing in the movie, but the man who sold him the remote said, don't worry, like you'll figure it out. It's a universal remote and it learns what you like. And so he's able to also rewind. So he's able to look like when he was born, like some good memories, like his wife, it was their anniversary and she was like, you know, oh, do you remember like the first time that we met? He's like, yeah, I do. And she's like, do you remember what I was wearing? And he was able, she said, do you know our song, this first song that we listened to or whatever? And he was able to pause it, go back to his memories, find that experience, and said, found the song, whatever song it was, and then he like came back to the present and was like, hey, like of course I know what song it was. It was XYZ song, and plus you were wearing a beautiful like miniskirt or whatever. Like he was able to act like he actually remembered. So it goes both ways, but essentially the remote remembers what he likes, or kind of does it for him. And essentially he starts to fast forward some of those dreadful parts, some of those parts that are like tedious, like working on a project, or like if you think of it as like doing homework, like, oh my gosh, I have this assignment due, but I can just fast forward and my body did it, like my brain did it, but my, you know, conscious mind was able to watch my body just do it, complete it, and it was perfect and it was good, and it was like a blink of an eye. There was no like work actually associated with the task. Or if it's like family dinner, like he was able to just like fast forward through that. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, like how cool would that be? Like think about it. If you had a remote and we're able to rewind or fast forward, see what it's like, come back, like that would be fun, right? Like that's what time travel is essentially. But soon he like wanted to skip like forward for a project. He's like, all right, this project is going to take 3 months before I'm able to like make it, get my raise or make a partner or whatever. And so he like fast forward real quick, and when he hit play again, he's sitting in front of his boss. He's like, all right, the boss is saying, congratulations, like you did a great job, you got the role. And he's like, all right, perfect. And he thought he had only gone like the 3 months, but essentially he had gone like half a year or a whole year or something like that. And he's like, how did I skip a whole year of my life? And he just started to like have these skips, and it wasn't him directing the remote, but like stuff that he really did enjoy, right? Like being intimate with his wife, it would just like skip over. He's like, what the heck? Like I actually wanted to enjoy those moments. Like, why is it skipping? And so he goes back to the guy and he's like, listen, this remote is whack. Okay. I don't want to do it. He can't find the guy. It like skips forward. His children are grown. He feels like he's missed his entire everything. His parents die. Like it's just this horrible life. That's life, right? And he feels cheated. He goes, I didn't get to experience or enjoy or be grateful for the moment or grateful for just like being in the presence. And he's like, and now it's done. And essentially, by the end of the movie, he wakes up at Bed Bath & Beyond, I believe is where he picked up the remote. He wakes up in the bed. He had fallen asleep. It's just a dream, right? But essentially it was a lesson of don't wish for the future. Don't wish for the things that you don't have yet. Enjoy what you have now, because when you get in the future, you're going to look back and think, oh my gosh, like I wish I had, the present. I wish I had those busy moments. I wish that I had those late nights again, or, experiencing that one thing for the first time. And it makes me just like take a little pause, because I feel like this entire year has almost been skipped for me. Although I made like tons of memories. It was so good. I don't regret anything of this past year. Like I felt like it was finally the first time where I actually felt happy post-grad. Like I felt really good about where I was at. I feel like I have a direction in my life, and I'm feeling like super just happy with where I'm at. But then I almost think, oh my gosh, like I kind of get scared. Like, how long will this good thing last? Like, is it going to disappear? Like, will I feel like how I felt immediately post grad? Or will it change into something that I don't like anymore? It's scary, right? And I think, oh my gosh, like, how many times did I just sit and be present with that? Like, how many times did I think, this is exactly how it should be. I'm content. I'm happy. And I'm like, oh gosh, like I definitely need to incorporate that and do that more in the upcoming year. I need to make sure that I'm being more present, more with the people that I love, and not so much like getting caught up in the things that don't matter, people who don't matter, or things that literally will not have an impact on my life in a couple months or a couple years. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like, and I know there's life after 25, and I know there's life after 30 and 40 and 50 and 60. And I just want to make sure that I am appreciating each of the years that I get. And it's kind of like, oh my gosh, like we're a month out from 26, which is exciting. But also nerve-wracking. So I'm going to try to be present. I'm going to try and be in the moment, and just grateful for what I have, which brings me to my peak of the week. So I was in yoga teacher training. What's new? Okay, so on Thursday night, or maybe it was Tuesday, I think it was the 2nd. Okay. It's a new month. It's April. I love April. I think April's great. April showers bring me flowers. My birthday, right? And so I've had this thing that I've thought about for a while now. And it is Instagram. Okay? I don't know what it is, but I used to post on Instagram all the time. I loved Instagram. It was so much fun, right? Like, it was a time. Like, people were posting whatever they wanted. We were posting multiple stories and multiple posts like in a week. Like I was posting every single day. And I think to myself, like, oh, why am I scared to post on social media? Like, why am I scared to post on Instagram again when I sit down and record my podcast every single week, twice a week? I'm showing up and creating in this way. Why am I so scared to show up and create on Instagram? When in the past, like, I did it and it was no problem at all. I loved it and didn't even care. And I realized that I didn't feel connected with all of my follower base. And what I mean by that is I do casually post Instagram stories, right? Like, I love to, I love the fact that it disappears in 24 hours, right? It's like Snapchat. I don't have to put that much thought into the post, and normally it's just like my coffee or the puzzle I'm working on, or nothing personal. Like, it's never my face. Like, I'm not putting a selfie on my Instagram story, so it's like pretty low cost to me. It's not hard. It doesn't scare me. It's an Instagram story. And I've noticed, like, when I click into my story and I scroll at the people who've seen it, I kind of get a little self-conscious. And there's a couple members who had followed me, and I'm like, why does this person follow me? Like, this person has never talked to me in their life, or maybe it was a friend of a friend and never talked to me, or maybe had made me feel like uncomfortable, or like I was just kind of, I don't know, uncomfy is the word. And maybe it's a lot of the social media stuff that's coming out right now with like child actors and children on social media. But I just kind of felt like, who is actually following me, right? And I know when you put yourself on a platform, like, people are allowed to follow you, like, especially if you have a private or a public profile. If you don't want that, like, make it private. But I was like, okay, I had like a little over 2,000 followers, which isn't a lot, or maybe it is a lot to you. Like, to me, I accumulated it from the first day that I got Instagram, like back in 2011, right? That's a long time. That is extremely long time to have Instagram, and the people who followed you on Instagram when you first got Instagram, right? And all the people who have been accumulated over the years. And I kind of had this like dilemma where it's like, I don't like who is following me. Like, some people I don't feel connection to. I feel like maybe I'm following too many people where I'm not seeing the people that I actually want to see. Maybe I'm following like a lot of creators or a lot of famous people, and I'm not seeing like my best friend's post or my mom's post or my sister's post, but I'm seeing like creator content, which I love creating. Okay, I would view myself as a creator as well. But I was like, maybe I just need to do an audit. But I was really scared. I was like, okay, like, what happens if I go through my follower list and it gets under 2,000? Like, will people see me as a source? Will I be legitimate? Like, I have the Golden Gal Network, and I also have a podcast. Like, if I don't have a lot of followers on Instagram, will people think that like my content isn't valuable because people don't follow me? And I know that might sound silly, but it kind of, I thought about it for like weeks and months. Like, I'm gonna say that I've been thinking about this for the past year, if not 6 months, and just like really afraid to show up, afraid of what the people who saw what I posted would think, or if they would like the content. I'm thinking about, you know, from what I've posted previously, like kind of making a shift. And on Tuesday, I went through my follower list and I looked at every single account, and I deleted or removed followers. So I ended up removing over like 1,300 followers, which is a lot. That's a lot of people that I clicked remove follower. That's a lot. And the reason, or like the rubric that I had, was I deleted any accounts that were obviously spam or fake, right? Like that's like the first to go. Usually I like remove those as they come in. I just like, try and do that. But there was a couple of years where I didn't keep a close eye out on that. So I just went ahead and I did that. I said, you know what, if the profile looks fake, I'm unfollowing. If it was someone who made me uncomfortable in the past, or who I like placed a high opinion for no reason, like this person, might just like take up space in my mind for no reason. I hate that. Like there's just some people where I don't care about their opinion, but I also do care about their opinion. Like I want them to think that I'm doing well, right? Like if I put up a post, I think, oh, like, are they going to think that I'm successful? Are they going to think that I'm still pretty? Are they going to think that I am worthy? And I didn't like that, and I didn't like giving them that power either. So I went ahead and removed those people as well. If they were a man, oh my gosh, like I removed so many men that I did not know. I was like, why do you follow me? Like that, like, I don't know. If there is a chance one day that I have children, like, do I want this random man who I don't even know to follow me? No. And maybe at that time I will go private, or maybe I won't post my child at all. But like, that's kind of what's been weighing on my head really heavy the last 2 weeks, especially with everything and the documentary that's coming out, like that came out. And so I'm like, oh, like remove them. And when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go through a couple followers and like remove the people that I don't feel comfortable like viewing my stuff. And I was like, what if I dip down under 2,000 and now I don't even have 1,000 followers on Instagram? Like I literally, like, I dipped down lower than I even thought. Like I don't know. I kind of went on a rampage, and I will tell you this. Afterwards, seeing that number, I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel good. Like I feel that everyone who is under like my following, I either know or felt like they were safe. Like I didn't feel like it was going to be like a judgment zone. I was like, oh, like, yeah, I know this person. Or I've seen this person interact positively with my content, right? And I was just like, oh, like this feels good. But I'm also kind of still scared. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I removed so many followers. Like over half of my followers I removed. And on one hand, it's opening up for like a new era. I told you, I think in last podcast episode or the pod before that like I feel like I'm stepping into a new time in my life. I'm stepping into a new part. And maybe that's because I'm in the second half of my 20s soon. Maybe it's because something amazing is coming for me. I don't know. But I just feel like I needed to start fresh. I just felt like I needed to, if I wanted to show up completely authentic, I needed to do this. And you might think that's silly, but I was just putting so much weight in other people's opinion, or, oh, are they gonna like this, or are they gonna think it's great? And I haven't posted anything yet since I've removed all the followers, but it kind of just like gave me this energizing feeling that I literally can post anything that I want at like, and it's okay. Like I can show up, I can be who I am. And the people who follow me, like, I hope that they don't have some sort of like connotation about me, right? Like I hope that they react positively to the content that I put out. But again, like they can unfollow, or I can do another audit. Like I just felt more in control of my Instagram than I have in a really, really long time. And it felt super good. I also kind of felt a little icky because I'm like, oh, like, how is this going to impact my podcast? How is this going to impact my Golden Gal network? Like, I felt like I had removed the followers that weren't going to benefit from my content anyways. So I was trying to convince myself, like, hey, this is great. Like, a clean cut, like, we've removed these people. It's not like they were going to find value in my content anyways, right? Like, I was trying to convince myself, right? But I was still kind of feeling a little bad. And I was like, oh, whatever. Like, it's just followers. I could literally delete social media and like, I would still be fine. Like, I would still exist in this world. And it was like a lot to do with like my worth. And I was like, oh, I just don't like that feeling. And I don't think that it was healthy. So I was like, this is a great challenge. Like, this is a great thing to just be like, let's kind of clear the slate a little bit. Let's wipe away the old so we can bring something new in, so that we can bring something amazing and I can start showing up. Not that I wasn't showing up authentically previously, but there's other things that I didn't showcase because I was worried how my follower base would react in like the stupidest way. Like, I would love to post a recipe. I would love to post like a jam recipe or a mocktail recipe. I would love to post about my garden or my hosting. Like, I would love to post a photo of my dinner table with the plates that I picked up or fancy table runner. I don't know, like the things that I find so much interest in, I don't post about because I was nervous. Like, and I'm sure you felt this way too. Like, I can't be the only one who feels just like scared to show up or scared to like change. Like, not because I don't think change is important. Like, I do want to develop and change as a person, but like change and how other people are going to react to the change. Like, are they going to like it? Are they not going to like it? Like, will they be angry at me that this version of me like no longer exists and it's like this new thing, like this new Logan, this new interest that I have? And like, will they be disappointed? Will they be angry? Will they, stop being my friend, or will they lash out? Like, so much stress for no reason. So I just essentially, I was like, you know what, I'm taking back the authority over my social media account and I'm just going to like completely remove it. So I did that, and then I was like, I'm putting away my phone. Okay, I'm putting away my phone. I just stared at it for a whole hour to delete and go through every single account and just like check out the profile and like try and remember if they had like liked anything of mine, or if they interacted, or if I saw their stuff. Like, do I even follow them? Like, do I want to follow them? And a complete audit. It was very, very therapeutic, very amazing, very great. But after that, I was like, I've got to put down my phone. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to do anything. I finished out my afternoon. I like laid out in the sun. I, worked on my computer. I was feeling present. I was feeling disassociated from my Instagram, like murder. I don't know, just like slashing followers and this isn't like, I don't know, like it felt good, but I was done with it. Like, I couldn't think about it anymore. I couldn't do it anymore. I just needed to put it away. Finished out my afternoon. I was like, all right, it's time to get ready for yoga teacher training. And we had practice of that night where we were practice teaching with a partner. And I practice taught first, and I was like going through it. I was like, okay, this is the sequence I had, and I did the cues, I did the assists, and I was like, perfect, amazing. Like, and then it was my turn to get on the mat and have my partner assist me. And so I started doing the sequence, and she was cueing me. It was great, it was amazing, and I kept feeling my watch buzz. And it was so annoying because I'm trying to be present. I'm trying to do the yoga practice. It'd go buzz, bzz, 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 and it kept doing this.
Hey, Hey, I hope that you're enjoying today's podcast episode. Just a quick interruption to let you know that Golden Hour Drip has a weekly newsletter that comes out. This has bonus content, weekly updates, and future event information. If you haven't already, go down to the show notes, click the link, and join today. Now, back to the show.
And I was so annoyed. I was like, what the heck? Why does my watch keep buzzing? And if you've never taken a yoga class, like it lasts about an hour. Like on top of that, we're learning. So it takes a little bit longer. So it keeps buzzing. I'm not looking at it because again, like I'm not on my phone. I'm trying to be present. And during like yoga class, usually I like shut off my phone. But during teacher training, I didn't. Like, I just don't have my phone out. Like, I just don't do it. And it keeps buzzing. And I'm just like so annoyed at this point. And it goes in spurts. Like, it'll go like it's buzzing. I'm getting a notification. And then it'd stop for like 2 or 3 minutes. And then I'd get another one. Buzz. At 7 o'clock, my phone shuts down. So I don't get any texts, I don't get any calls, I don't get any notifications. So when 7 comes, it's about halfway through the yoga sequence, my phone shuts down, everything shuts down. So I'm not getting the buzzing. But while I was practicing, I was like, what group me is blowing up right now? Like, what is going crazy? Like, why is my phone, like, why is it like this, right? And then something crept in my mind. And I was like, what if something is bad, like happening? Like, what if something is bad? And I had to remember, like, Garrett's phone number goes through. So, like, if Garrett tries to call me, it will go through no matter what. If my dad tries to call me, it will go through no matter what. And I'm like, all right, like, if it was them, if it was really important, like, it would go through. And I kind of just like let it be. I finished class and I get into my vehicle and I pull open my phone and I see the notifications and they're all Instagram notifications. I have over like 150 notifications and I'm like, what is happening? And I go into my Golden Gal Network page and realized that one of my friends has a platform. She has a pretty big platform in Kansas City, and it's called the KC Bop Around. Her name is Lexi. She's so sweet. And she had made a post about how to make friends in Kansas City. And she listed the Golden Gal Network and said that we host events and to check us out. Then she listed the KC Cuisine Club, which I absolutely love, and then a couple more. But what was so impactful was she listed me as first and also listed me at all. Like, I could not believe it. And all the notifications that I was getting was from women who saw her page, who follow her, and took her suggestion, took her recommendation on my networking group, and they were following it. And I literally sobbed. Oh my gosh, I just cried because earlier that day, I was so worried about holding so tightly to the Instagram followers I've accumulated over the past 10 plus years, and worried that I wouldn't be able to rebuild, or worried that I wouldn't be able to attract the audience that I was wanting for the events that I'm planning, for the hosting that I love, for the gardening that excites me, for the canning, like all the things that make me me, all the things that make me happy. And I was so worried about this, and I was holding so much regard for people who literally, you know, if they did think of me, they might have a snide comment or a snide remark, but to actually like release that was hard. And then it was crazy because it was only a couple hours later I was, tagged in this post, and 100+ girls followed the page, my network page. And honestly, I felt like it was a sign from God. I was like, oh my gosh, like, how dumb am I? Like, how I've held so tightly on what I thought was best, or held so tightly what I thought was meant for me, and something better was around the corner. Like, the universe does have your back, and as soon as you let go of the things that don't serve you, the goodness and the things that are meant for you are gonna be around the corner. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, how, like, I literally, it was the highest of highs. Even though I was sobbing, I was like, I can't believe this. Like, one, it was completely unexpected. I did not know that she was going to be doing something like this. I didn't know that she would be tagging me. I didn't know she would be recommending me. And it was like the sweetest thing. It was so unexpected. And it was exactly what I needed in that moment. It was exactly what I was wishing and hoping for, and just like, I wasn't expecting it. And the best things are never expected, right? Like, they just come and find you. And the Golden Gal Network, I think we were sitting at like 260 followers, and now we have like 400 and, I don't know, 440 or something like that. Like, almost 200 women came and followed the Golden Gal Network. And I was so happy. And of course, you know me, like, I did go to each one of their pages. They're all real women. I was so excited about that. And I was just thinking, oh my gosh, like, this is the audience that I'm wanting to attract. Like, these are the women that I want to help, that I want to connect with one another, that I want to, share my recipes with, or share my day-to-day, or share my struggles, or whatever is on my mind. Like, that is what I'm looking for. And it was almost instantaneous. Like, it was just crazy. And I like drove home, and I had like such a smile on my face. And still, like, that night it was like 100 or 150. Like, it was many, many, many. And the next day, like, a couple more and a couple more and a couple more, and they slowly just like trickled in. And it's been only like a couple days. No, I guess this was Thursday, because I was gonna say, it's just been like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like, it has not been very many days. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Here, I thought it was like Tuesday, the 2nd of the month. No. Like, it was the 4th. Sorry. That's my brain. Okay. Like, I don't know. I try to get all the details, but sometimes the details, they elude me. But yeah, it was Thursday. So it's been a couple days, but, I was just so happy. Oh my gosh, I was so happy. It was the peak of peaks. And I'm also like really excited because I have events planned. Like, and this also goes to show that, like, we might think that we're ready for something that we are wishing so hard for and we want so bad. We're like, give this to me. Like, I'm ready. And when we don't get it, it's like the universe saying, hey, like, you're not ready. Like, you're not ready for this. You're not prepared for this. And I have 2 events set up. Like, tickets are able to be purchased for April and May. And tickets started being purchased. Like, if I didn't put in the work in, like, because the week before, like, I was so sick. Like, I was so sick. I felt like shit. Like, I felt horrible, but I was like, no, like, I need to get these events out. I need to get this planned. I need to get concrete ideas. If I didn't, like, push through, if I didn't get the work done, if I did not settle in the busy and be productive in the busy, I wouldn't have been ready, right? And if I wasn't ready, then I wouldn't have had this opportunity. And like, I felt so lucky, right? Like, I was like, how lucky am I that I just posted these events? Like, I have them planned, like, tickets are available for purchase, like, they're able to see what I offer, see what I do. I just like made a post, like, that previous, I don't know, like Sunday, I had announced the events and I put them out there. I was like, how lucky am I that I just done this? And then I realized, like, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. I was like, oh my gosh, like I made my own luck. Like I was prepared. It's like I was prepared for the moment. And so when the opportunity came, like I was ready to snatch it. Like I was ready to make it happen. And honestly, like I'm just like very proud of myself for doing that. And if you are in the Kansas City area and you are looking for friends, we have the Golden Gal Network. You can find us on Instagram. But we have 2 events, okay, coming up. We have Mimosas with the Gals, nice little Saturday in April. And then we have our baseball game. We're going to a Royals game, May 18th. So excited. And then, soon to be announced, I worked on all the details today, and I plan on working on them tomorrow just to iron out some things. Have a couple, locations reaching back out to me, but we have our first retreat weekend. So excited, June 7th through the 9th, working out the last minute details, not last minute, because we're still like 2 months before the event. I guess actually it's 2 months from today. Like that's also amazing. Oh my gosh, like I love the 8th, okay? Like the 8th is such a good day. Like I was born on the 8th. This episode's coming out on the 8th. My main event day, it's like a weekend, 7th, 8th, 9th. Like how amazing. Perfectly aligned, 888. Thank you so much. But yeah, like I had the events, everything was planned. I was feeling so good. And it's all coming together. And I just have to trust in myself and let go of the things that like don't serve me anymore and aren't like amazing. And like, I don't know, like it was hard. It was difficult. And if you want to see where you can find this in your own life, what are you holding on so tightly that might not be serving you anymore? Like, what is something that is just holding you back? And I felt like that was holding me back. And now, just like a little bow and arrow, cue the typical white woman in her mid-40s, mid-50s, an arrow must be pulled back before they can launch forward. That's me, okay? Like, I am doing all the nice little marshals sign on your walls. That's me right now. I'm like, yes, every single cliche saying, like just pound it in my head right now because I'm feeling good, okay? And also, speaking of 888, lucky number 8 for me personally, but also solar eclipse is supposed to be happening Monday the 8th. Let's just pull up a little bit about because maybe that's what's happening to me. Solar eclipse. Maybe that is what is happening with me because I'm just like feeling, and I've been feeling this for like the past week, like it is a new era. Like I'm moving into a new era. So let's see what the solar eclipse 2024, don't allow my location, and let's say meaning. Let's just see what it's supposed to mean. Okay, solar eclipse. What happens during the solar eclipse? Their alignment is switched during a solar eclipse. The moon, while orbiting the Earth, passes between the planet and the sun in such a way that it appears to cross directly in front of the star, temporarily blocking its light from view. With the sun behind it, a shadow of the moon is cast onto the Earth. I will say this, like I feel like I've seen so many social media about like, oh, I'll save your eyes, let me just pass this piece of paper through a light bulb. Everyone be safe out there, okay? I remember the first solar eclipse I got to see. I don't know what year that was, but it was my dad, and it was Garrett, and it was my little brother, and my best friend Andrew drove down from college, and we all watched it, and it was just it was so crazy. But I pulled up today.com, and according to NASA, the eclipse is going to cross from Mexico into the United States and ultimately arriving in Canada. It's going to be a partial eclipse, will be visible in 48 continuous states. Okay, I'm not sure if we're actually in the path. I think, The Eclipse Pass starts at Texas and goes through Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. How exciting. Guess what? We are in that. Now, what are the astrological effects of the solar eclipse on April 8th? This solar eclipse offers the chance to heal from the past. Okay, maybe that's me. I'm like, Instagram has been holding me down. I feel some sort of way about people judging me about it, and now I can heal from it. In astrology, new moons represent new beginnings. Oh my gosh, I told you. Like, I am in the crux of a new era. Okay, like I'm on the brink. I've been feeling it. And that's why I've been so psycho about like whether or not to cut my hair, because I almost feel like it's holding me back. But I also have been kind of in love with my hair for the past couple weeks, a week from last time we spoke about my hair. I won't get into it again. Okay, in astrology, new moons represent new beginnings, but only if you do the energetic work to move past on without ties to the past. You know what's really weird? It says recommended in the middle. Like literally, you're watching on YouTube. Hold on. Do you see this? See where it says recommended? Yeah. It says recommended astrology. Angel number 888. Why seeing this number could mean abundance is on the way. Everything is just aligning for me, okay? It is gonna be over for everyone when things start going my way, okay? Attracting new and good followers into my space, cutting my hair, no. Okay, the upcoming solar eclipse falls in the sign of Aries. It occurs on the lunar nodes of destiny, the astrological name for the ecliptical path the moon travels, which are currently in Aries and Libra. The lunar eclipse, March 25th, was in Libra. Okay, astrology, Mercury is in retrograde, and the constellation Chiron, known as the Cosmos Healer, will connect with the eclipse degree, bringing closure to the past. It will be a time of goodbyes and hellos. Embrace this magical journey. Okay, I got all of this information from today.com. Could be true, maybe. Could be false, also maybe. I will let you decide what you want to believe with the solar eclipse. And, you know, eclipse aside, personally for me, mentally, I'm just going into a new chapter. I want new things. I want new beginnings. My birthday is around the corner. So I also think that like I'm going into something new that I've never done before, never gone through before. So I'm excited. That was my peak, okay? That was my peak. Save your eyes during the solar eclipse, okay? This episode is coming out the day of the eclipse, so hopefully you're listening. And prep your eyes before then. I do want to talk about my pit. I really do want to focus on the positive and just focus on the things that do make me happy and the things that don't make me happy. I also want to talk about a little bit. So my pit, I actually have two pits. A lot of amazing, great things are happening for me, and I'm so appreciative of those things. Really, really just like happy about it. But I do have two pits, okay? The first one seems surface level, but it's actually deeper than that. Literally deeper than that. So I have been eating Ollie gummies, okay? These are a vitamin. I got the women's supplement. I've been eating these for about a month. Since the last time I saw my, woman doctor, my gynecologist, and went from a little yearly exam, and she recommended that I get on a vitamin. I said, you got it, girl. I will do what you say. I'm a listener. I love doctors. I love medicine, all the things. So I was like, you got it. Went to Walgreens that day. I picked up some Ollie gummies, picked up a package for me, a package for Garrett. All right, so every morning I've been making my coffee. While I make my coffee, I eat my 2 vitamins. I make Garrett's coffee. I give him his 2 vitamins. I give him his coffee, okay? We're trying to be healthy. We are trying to take care of our bodies and good to ourselves. So I've been taking them. And you know what else has been happening this last month? I have gotten the worst acne of my life. This is unacceptable. My skin, honestly, like, I really pride myself in my skin. I work really hard to wear sunscreen. I work really hard to use my vitamin C and to get facials and to make sure that I'm not picking at my skin. I'm putting enough oil on it. And for some reason, my skin has been breaking out all over my chin. I've had a ridiculous amount around my mouth, okay? And I thought this was toothpaste oriented. I was like, but I really don't get toothpaste on my mouth. Like, because they say when you brush your teeth, you want to wash your face after, because the bacteria from your mouth, if you get like toothpaste on your chin, can spread the bacteria and cause pimples. So I thought maybe this could be it. Like, maybe I have like a little acne from the toothpaste, but I've not got toothpaste all over my chin, okay? Like, that's not what I've been doing. And then 2 cystic pimples popped up, okay? One is still on my temple. She's slowly going down, finally, hardly. It's not really my temple, it's above the tail of my eyebrow. So annoying. The other one was like on the other side of my forehead. Ridiculous, so painful, okay? I don't normally get cystic acne, and for anyone who struggles with acne, it's tough, okay? One, they hurt, okay? They are painful. There's nothing to come out. You have to wait for the swelling to go down. Sometimes you can put like a little pimple cream on it, but honestly, they hurt, okay? And it's not fun and it's ridiculous. My chin has had multitude of whiteheads, just like disgustingly, like magnitude of them. And I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong because my skincare has stayed the same. I haven't introduced anything new on my face. I was literally going crazy for like 3 weeks. I was like, what is up? Like, why am I having these struggles? Why is it an issue? Like, this is different than I've ever experienced. Some chalked it up to hormonal, like, oh, you're just growing older and sometimes people get adult acne. I was like, that might be true. But why? Like, my cycle has been the same. Like, I was just annoyed. And I thought, I was like, the only thing that I've changed is I started taking vitamins. And so I Googled it. I said, does all your vitamins give you pimples? And guess what? Biotin and another supplement that I can't remember can give you pimples, can give you cystic acne. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I've taken biotin in the past, okay? Like, I wanted to grow my hair, especially when I did that huge chop back in 2016, 2017, that I regret. Like, that's why I don't know if I should chop my hair or not. But I was just thinking, oh my gosh, like, I've been doing this to myself. Like, I've been like growing these pimples with the excess vitamins or the excess biotin in vitamins. And I glanced at the article. Okay, what I know is, yes, the vitamins have been causing my pimples. The scientific reason around it of it's allowing, it has something to do with the skin, obviously, and things like impacting the barrier of your skin. And honestly, I'm upset, okay? I don't know whether or not to keep taking the vitamins, to take half the vitamins, only take one of the little, they recommend 2 gummies, but like, should I only take one of the gummies and like leave the other gummy? Should I keep taking both gummies? Should I try and switch up the vitamins? Should I try different like, I am seriously so annoyed and I'm tired of my face breaking out, to be honest. Like, they're painful, okay? And it doesn't help that I have been going to yoga training, so my face is breaking out. So that's one thing. The other thing, I have not posted a vlog in 2 months, essentially. Like, I guess this is more like a month and a half, but I have not posted a single vlog. It's been closer to 2 months, actually. It's been a long time, almost 8 weeks, if you will, because guess what? I started yoga teacher training and my days have been consumed with studying and consumed with practicing and consumed with going to actual trainings. And I know that the end is in sight. I know that I am going to have a lot more free time than I did in the past couple of weeks, and I am so excited. I am so excited that I will have the knowledge in my head, and of course, there's always more to learn, but I've completed my 200 hours, and I'm looking forward to it. I have 2 more weeks, essentially, and I am so excited to get back into blogging. I have had no juice in my body. I've had no motivation to do it because, what am I gonna film? Like, oh, I went to work, and then I went to teacher training, and then I went to yoga practices, and then I come home and I freaking crash on the bed, and I'm so tired, and my brain doesn't function. Like, it is just so full of knowledge, and I know that this is just a time. Like, I know this is just a moment. This is just a span of 8 weeks. I don't know how I did classes in college because I feel like I've been learning so much and balancing a full-time job, and like, obviously it's not as much as I did in college. Like, I get it, but I don't have any energy. Like, I don't have any motivation to go on. And it also makes me like appreciate that, because I beat myself up about like not starting my podcast sooner, like not starting it when I was a freshman or a sophomore. Like, I started it later than I would have liked. But then I remember, like, I had other priorities. That was a moment in time. The focus was on college. And it wasn't until like I was a senior in college where I was like, yes, like, I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to do this. It's going to be amazing. I have the time. I have the energy. I can do this. And so it makes me appreciate it, because I feel like my brain just does not work right now. And it's not going to be able to have the capacity to film a video. It doesn't have the capacity to edit the video. And it just really hasn't been the focus there. So that's the other like pit. Like, I'm realizing the past 8 weeks have flown by, honestly. I do feel like I was present in them. I do feel like I've learned so much, and I am appreciative of the time that has passed, right? Like, it's been such a good time. I'm so happy for it. So grateful, right? I felt very immersed, so immersed, and moving forward, like, I'm excited to incorporate it into my day-to-day life, but I'm also so excited to get parts of my life back that I had to sacrifice or give up so that my focus could shift for a little bit. And where, okay, these things aren't important anymore. I only have energy for like 3 things. It has to be these 3 things. If one of those 3 things like is no longer a focus and I have to bring this new focus in, like, it could be temporary, it could be for a while, and luckily it was only for 8 weeks. But I am so excited, and with the followers, removed on Instagram, and the time opening up in my schedule, I'm feeling so creative. I'm feeling so open to the new possibilities. I feel like it's prime time. Like, it's just prime time. And if I could get my skin to straighten out in the next 2 weeks, that'd be amazing, because I really don't, want to document this time with beautiful pimples on my face. But hey, here I am on the microphone. Like, how, I don't know why I don't feel like podcasting is as permanent as an Instagram post on my feed. I can delete an Instagram post. I've never deleted a podcast episode, but maybe I should. Maybe I should go back and filter through some of the really, really bad ones. But I don't know why. I just feel like I can sit on here and talk to myself and not care. And I'm, to an extent, it's like more permanent than an Instagram post, because that Instagram post I can literally delete and it'll disappear. But I gotta keep my count. Like, I gotta keep every single episode so that you know how many episodes that I've recorded, right? I've got the practice in. And I also think it's important that you can go back and see how, how my brain thought then to how my brain thought now. Personal growth, baby. Like, that's what it's all about. Just moving forward and getting better every single day. So that's what I'm gonna do. Thank you so much for listening. to the Golden Hour Drip podcast. If you haven't already, please rate, review, subscribe, all the things. I absolutely would appreciate it, and it grows the show more than you know. I will see you this upcoming Friday. I hope you have a lovely, wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!